Hi, my name is Aaron Espindola.
And I'm Linda OJ.
Welcome to another episode of the Next Gen Business Podcast.
Let's go.
The Next Gen Business Podcast is produced by the Small Business Community Network. Visit them online at www.sbcncanada.org.
So, Linda, how's your day been today?
Don't ask. It's been the terriblest day. Can you say terriblest? It's been an awful day. And basically, we did a lot of work and that all had to be scrapped. We did the work last week. That had to be scrapped before we came on tonight for another project. And I'm beginning to think people don't understand me. And that's not nice, is it? You've had a good day, though, eh?
Yeah. Well, whenever I have like a kind of like slow day, I tend to like go for a walk or something outside, and it's been the weather's been pretty good. So did you manage to go outside today or?
Not today. Well, actually, yeah, I took the cat out. We got her a new leash and a new harness. But yesterday, Melissa and the baby came over, so we walked down by the Grand River. So that was lovely.
Oh yeah, I've seen the cat leashes before. How does your cat like it, or is it?
She loved it, yeah. This one's a brand new one because she's a year old, and it's like a pretty dress one, and we didn't think she'd like it, but she loves it. Well, she's a girl. So, who's our wonderful guest tonight then, Aaron?
Yeah, so for all of our listeners and viewers, so today we actually have a special guest on our show. His name is Evan Woods, and he's the owner of MovinAd Inc., and he'll be talking to us about his business and the benefits and struggles of running it and operating it. So, Evan, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we could go into like the whole business stuff, just so that our viewers have an idea.
Yeah, perfect. I'm not used to talking about myself, surprisingly, so bear with me on this.
That's a lovely accent, Evan. Where is it from?
I was born and raised in Newfoundland.
Oh, it's lovely.
Yes, a little bit could be a mix of Irish in there and a little bit of French too, so they don't understand me good. I'm sure they can. Depends if I get nervous, start stuttering or something.
That's fine. We do that all the time, don't we?
Yeah, just laugh it off.
Oh, actually, I want to thank you for coming on. It's really nice of you to come on the show virtually. It's nice to meet you because you and I had a quick phone call, didn't we? And first of all, I know your business is called MovinAd. Is that how you say it? MovinAd?
Yep, MovinAd.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a really great name. So what is it? I know what it is, and Erin knows what it is, but our listeners don't know. So maybe tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so it is exactly what it sounds like, literally a MovinAd. So all it is a van with 3 screens, one on each side and one on the back. It travels through the busiest streets in Kitchener-Waterloo region currently, displaying advertisements for local businesses around the city. And so with that comes with a free ad design by our designer, and each ad goes 20 seconds in length and is in constant rotations on all 3 screens.
Yeah, so Evan, when you say screens, are they like kind of TV screens, or what's the deal with the screens?
Yeah, they look like normal TV that you put in it. So currently it's 55 inches. So it looks like TV screens, but they're more commercial.
Okay.
So they're like, I think it's 20 times the brightness as a normal TV to withstand, the direct sunlight and everything.
So yeah, that leads us into our second question. Like, how did you come up with like the concept of your business?
Oh, so actually it was created 12 years ago by my partner Frank. So it started off with a little car as like a little Ford Fiesta sort of thing, and he'd be towing around an enclosed trailer, and he literally cut holes on the side of the trailer and stuck TVs in it. And so that's where it started 12 years ago, but then he ran into health problems, and so we had to put it on pause, and then the economy happened in 2009. Just wasn't a good time to start. And then he joined my landscape company, and then that's where he presented the idea to me again. And so that's where it came from, as of now it is today, just driving around vans.
That's interesting. And you guys have got something in common, haven't you, Aaron? You've both got landscaping business. Oh, not anymore, maybe, for Evan, but you do, don't you, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm doing the landscaping this semester or this summer. But Evan, how was your landscaping experience?
Oh, so before I started my company, I didn't have any landscape experience. Well, that's how I learned really quick, because it's not rocket science.
Mm-hmm.
All it is just takes hard work and a lot of YouTube and a lot of practicing and patient people. And then that's the way it worked.
It's a lot of learning on the job.
And I think that's great. That's a good point, because our audience are primarily students and young entrepreneurs. And I think some of them sometimes think, I need to, learn as much as possible about this or do this really well. And then you get caught in this trap where you never actually start anything because you don't know you're good enough. So you guys just jumped in there, which is, it's really amazing, isn't it, that you've both kind of got the same experience. Another question I've got, and I think you may have answered it in the other question, but so what made you in particular partner with the guy who started it 12 years ago, to work on this kind of business? And, how do you think it will be successful? What can contribute to your success? What is it you're planning to make it even more successful, if that makes sense?
Okay. I mean, yeah. So the reason why I started with Frank was because, well, I already had the office and everything. So I had an established landscape company. We did really well with that. And we work great together. So he's an older guy, lots of experience. I learned most of what I know is with business is from him. And so he had the idea, and as well as kind of a lot of the plan to get there. And he knows that I like to work really hard, and I do it for fun. So, and during the pandemic, when we started during the pandemic, was very interesting. A lot of people say it was a rocky time to start, as any business during a pandemic. But that's what really got me going with it was, the idea was great without it, but during this whole time, it brings up a lot of times when we should be promoting local, we should be doing affordable advertising, we should be doing helping the fellow business owner and everything like that. So it just kind of, in my opinion, it kind of fell together. And so then it gives me something to really push. It's not just helping advertising, it's helping all the businesses go through this together, right?
That's a really good answer, isn't it, Aaron? So what you're contributing is not just to your own business, but to other businesses as well, by helping them, because you are correct. By the way, have you ever been through a pandemic before? Because I know I haven't, so I hope we never have another one. So you won't have this chance again, Evan, so you've got to make it work. But basically, that's what gave you the opportunity, and that's what gave you the thought process, isn't it? Everybody needs my help. It's going to help them as well. That's amazing. I guess it's your question now, my dear.
Yep. My question would be, what is your company goal?
In short answer, to provide affordable advertising to local consumers, so other local businesses, because I know what it's like to really, during a landscape company, it was, hey, either you're going to go with Google or you're going to go with Facebook or a giant billboard. And with this company is completely a new avenue for that, because small businesses took a major hit. And basically, this is a whole new way of advertising. And on this van, you're not going to see basically the big corporation companies and then see a local small business. No, you won't see any of that. We're only promoting small local companies.
Well, that's nice. So you've got your target market. What would you say to anybody, who watches this conversation, if they are thinking about starting any kind of business at all that's small business related? I mean, what do you think the first thing is that they should do that maybe you did, Evan, with both of your businesses?
Yeah. So, well, like Aaron, right?
Yep.
It's just don't be scared. Don't be afraid. Take little steps, but eventually, if you do enough little steps, it leads to a big step. A lot of people, for starting any business, they'll create this big extravagant business plan, and it's just way too daunting. And so what I done was small little tasks, research, and I put them into action right away, no matter what. You think of a company, hey, choose what kind of style of company you want. Okay, next step, bank account, look up bank accounts, go open up a bank account. Don't look at the giant picture right away. If you walk enough and you look back, it all lines up.
I have a quick question here. How would you say your company helps the community? And you're from Waterloo, right? Your company's in the Waterloo region?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So we are in the Waterloo region, South Kitchener, Cambridge. So with advertising aside, we partnered up with the Cambridge Food Bank. And so because due to COVID-19, the food bank was lacking volunteers, right? So, but they still done an amazing job. Even the owner was even doing it in her personal vehicle. So, yeah, I was all over that right away. And then to continue to give back to the people of Cambridge, we're just happy to help them out by picking up Costco donations and delivering it. Also, we will be doing Stuff a Van events. So it's going to be our first one, April 24th. It's Ross and Lindsay's No Frills, King Street East, Cambridge. So I hope to see a lot of people there. So it's Stuff a Van. So you bring any kind of donations and put it in the van, and we'll take it to the food bank.
Oh, that's amazing. And you said earlier, Evan, about, wanting to get some exposure for your business and, marketing your business and stuff like that. And you're really going it around about it the right way, because you've already helped the community a lot by offering this service, the small business community. But now you're helping the food bank and, stuff like that. It's amazing because it's giving you the credibility that you've already got, but you're getting more exposure out of that credibility. And you're not doing it for that. You're doing it for the right reasons. That's amazing. That was a good question, Aaron. And I know you've got some other ones to ask him in particular, haven't you? Because we had a chat about this.
Yeah, I was really interested in the MovinAd concept where you just have the screens on the vans and all that. Just so that we kind of understand this, how many vans do you have right now, or vehicles?
Yeah, so it's currently 2 vans. We just launched the one in Cambridge. Well, it's going to be launched on the road Monday. So 2 vans, one's in Kitchener, Waterloo. That's considered one van, and the other one's Cambridge. Then the next one in about another month and a half or so would be Guelph. And then we're going to continue heading east for now. But yeah, so each van is only focusing on the local business community. So that's kind of neat. You won't see, unless they want to advertise to a different city. But other than that, it's very local. So that's cool concept of the van.
How many employees have you got already then?
There's 10 of us right now.
Are they contractors? Are they employees?
Employees.
Employees. So you've got the headache of all the things. We talked about this, didn't we, with the HR guest last week? All the problems. And so if you want a good contractor who's a HR person, we know somebody, payroll and all that kind of thing, and making sure you're looking after them properly, that's another headache, isn't it? That's fantastic. I believe one of your new clients is a friend and a member of the SBC, Ian Ingalls from Remax.
Yes.
Again, this is very much about getting people interested, the younger generation, in networking in different ways. And so Teresa, who I believe is your marketing person, unless I'm wrong, she knew Ian years ago through the SBC, and I'm hoping that's how it came about, because that's how it should come about. The referrals start coming because of the networking in many different ways. Yeah, you're doing well.
And yeah, Evan, for our viewers and listeners, is there anything you'd recommend as a small business owner that manages 10 employees? Is there anything you found that helps manage them or like keeping them on schedule, or any apps that you use, websites, any software?
That's a good question. That's the secret, they say. So, but luckily with me, it's always hire. Like I always give people, every employee, I always give them a lot of room, and I let them. I never tell them what to do all the time, right? Mm-hmm. You gotta let them be creative, and you gotta let them. I say like spread your wings, sort of deal. It's kind of cheesy, but and I don't manage. Well, I don't control any of my employees. I let them, make the small decisions and everything like that. And I always treat everyone good, because you treat them good, they will always treat you good.
Wow, you should be in the corporate world at some of those big corporations, because the guy at the top thinks, or the woman at the top thinks they're better than everybody else, and and it goes down the chain, and they don't give you the time of day. I can see you up there one day with you, when your business goes public, and you're selling all your shares, and you're a millionaire. Don't forget me and Aaron, will you?
First podcast.
We were good to you when you first started it.
Evan, I was just wondering, what kind of like schooling did you do? Did you go to school for business, or any like landscaping stuff, or?
Yeah. So when I was 19, I went to the oil field for pipe fitting. Okay. And then from there, I was in Alberta for 6 years. And during that time when I was pipe fitting, I became a power engineer. That was just the next step in the oil fields that I seen. So I became a power engineer, but turns out that really wasn't for me. It was close. It was a great career, lots of problem solving. So luckily I like that. But then I came here and started a business in landscaping.
So did you have any accounting experience or anything like that?
No, what I would do, so for all the listeners that are thinking about starting own things, always follow your passions. And that's something I made a mistake on. I took power engineering because it was a very safe career, good money, good job. But in my spare time, I was spending more time in business classes. And they were in my free time. So I would drop by and attend Accounting 101 and everything like that. And then the teacher started to recognize me and say, "Yeah, are you even in this class?" I say, "No, I take it for fun." And he said, "Well, whatever you're doing, follow that, because if you do that in your spare time, that's who you are. That's what you should be doing, right?" And so from there, my next evolution step was business, and I just loved everything about it.
We were talking about it the other day, where you just have to keep your mind open, and any opportunity that presents itself, you just go with it, because you never know where you're going to end up. Maybe you're thinking of doing one thing, and then you find like, oh, accounting is something that you're interested in, and then you're like business, and then you start your own company, which is really cool, and something that we recommend all our viewers and listeners to always do.
And to also look into people like yourself, Evan, because you've got a great story, and that is another way. If you share your story, that's another way for people to get to know you and your business. Because you seem a very quiet person, but you're very well versed in the business, and the answers you're giving us are amazing, and they're so clear, and it's going to be a good help for everybody. So have you got a game plan, like what are you going to do in the next 5 years? How big are you going to grow, should we say, your fleet of cars, that kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, when people say 5 years, it's so hard, because my everything changes so fast. But I know within the next year, my partner Frank will always try to slow it down a little bit, because like I say, I like to run fast, right? Expansion, all that stuff, that's what gets me excited. And so within the next year, I like to be, I'd say, in about 10 cities. And so I like to be in Toronto by around July, and starting to hit each section of Toronto one at a time. This will be, I really believe in this company and what it can do, especially I think it's a whole new way of advertisement that it's going to catch on. And so, yeah, I'm just going to run with this.
So would you say you take calculated risks? You're a risk taker, but they are calculated. They're not just frivolous, are they? Where you try, it doesn't work, you throw it away.
No, definitely you can't do that in business. They are calculated, and it's, if you believe in it enough, you will work hard until, if you work hard enough, it will come true.
I love you. Where have you been all my life? I mean, you're the same as well. I mean, Erin is exactly the same. That's why we work well together on this. You're passionate about your businesses. We get on really well together. But, I work with a lot of smaller businesses with the SBCN, and then I'm a business consultant for my other business. And a lot of the businesses don't say what we're all saying. They say, well, I want it to be easy. I want to make this much money, but I don't want to do a lot of work. And I don't want to do the social media. I don't want to do the advertising. I don't want to do the podcast. And it breaks my heart because I was a nobody, hadn't been to school or college, and ended up with 2 businesses after being a stay-at-home mom. And I mean, I was passionate about it, and I worked hard, and I still work hard because it's a continuous thing. And to hear you saying that, and I already know about Aaron, he's amazing. Like, your clothing business is booming, isn't it, Aaron?
Not, well, I mean, it's a start right now. Yeah, it's a start, but
you started so young, and you were so passionate about it, aren't you?
Yeah, so I started, Jesus, like, I want to say like 5 years ago, but then I put it on pause because I wanted to go back to school and learn how to actually run a business and do all that. So now I'm actually starting it again, and actually ran into the same problem Evan did, where I was supposed to launch in May, and that's when COVID was like at its max, and we had a big problem with our manufacturer that they were late on orders by 3 months. So had to push that back, and it's been like, I want to say 4 months now that we've been operating and actually selling. So fingers crossed, hopefully we can sell some more and do well in this.
You're doing well. Evan, I have another question. Are you having like a launch you're going into Guelph next? Are you going to have some kind of launch virtually to kind of announce this to the world? Because I know it probably wasn't possible with the Kitchener Waterloo, but do you think you'll do something, razzmatazz for the next one and really shout who you are?
Well, I'm not really good at that stuff. But what I think we're going to do is, I think we can make that into each city's routine, is to each van, as soon as each city starts up, we can reach out to the Chamber of Commerce. We can be a part of that community because we want to join the community is what we want to do. Then we maybe make the food bank for that town or city part of MovinAd's culture, right?
Yeah, that's amazing. Make sure you take lots of photos and, get Teresa to plaster them all over social media. Do you know the Mayor of Cambridge? She's absolutely lovely.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, if you have, I will introduce you by email. She'd love to know what you're doing and how you're helping, the food bank. And having those kinds of connections is like gold. So look out for that introduction.
Quick question, Evan. I've been kind of like wondering this. So when you guys do the ads on your vehicle, do you guys just like drive back and forth on the road, or how does that work? Do you guys like get in a busy area?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, obviously on the road, but do you guys like kind of park it in a busy near busy intersection, or?
Oh, so what we do, we have a designated route in each city. So for example, Kitchener Waterloo, it's a 3-hour loop. All it is drive around the city on the busiest streets. And so goes up, as we know, up and down King, Weber, Fisher Hallman. And so we go by, well, how we got that route was from last year or 2 years ago traffic count. And so we took all the traffic counts and we said, hey, where's the busiest parts of the city? Few of them surprised us. And so that's what, our van will definitely go through there. We don't go through the side streets or the suburbs just because just not enough people, right? Mm-hmm. So if it's a busy street, we'll be there. Then as well as on weekends too, if there is an open house or something like that, if someone wanted to have the van on as a designated route, we accommodate that as well.
That's a good idea. So how do you work out the success of the route or the advertising? Is that a mean question? Because obviously if I'm paying you some money, I want to know what I'm getting back from it. So how does the client know?
So what we do is we have a rough idea of the impressions. So what we did, it goes by the traffic count as well. So with that, we can get approximate of how much views people are actually getting, views and impressions. So like in a nutshell, the way we calculated it was how many people on average drive on the streets. And with that number, we say how many people are walking, how many people are taking the bus, because it goes by vehicle counts, not person counts. And so as of right now, what we say is depends on how many ads is on the screens. So like Cambridge, we only have about 10 ads sold. And so if you sign up in Cambridge, basically the van's driving around with your business on the side of the van.
That's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, that's a good deal.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not, sales don't come in that fast because it is a product and it's so new that, it's not like the typical billboard or bus advertisements, right?
How can our listeners find you? I mean, where is the best place to contact you?
With us, just type MovinAd.ca.
You've been a fantastic guest. I can't thank you enough, and it was such short notice. Thank you so much. And Aaron, you ask the best questions. I just don't know how you do it all the time. You're absolutely amazing. It's been a great time, guys. Thank you so much again, Evan.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks for listening. Check us out at www.nextgenbusinesspodcast.com.